In this video, we'll show you how to clear a woodland path that's so overgrown it's barely visible, and you'll learn some techniques for making maintenance easier. Keeping a woodland path open is important from a design perspective in order to provide appeal and eye relief, but the very nature of a woodland is to close in on itself. Here's a nice open woodland path of wood chips and widely spaced flagstone steps soon after being refurbished. 2 springs later, before leaves have emerged, it still looks open and inviting, especially as your eyes are drawn to the blooming Jacob's ladder and columbine on the edges. But 1 short month later, the path is barely visible.
When this path was refurbished, we made natural edges using fallen trees and branches to aid in maintenance. You can see a few steps, but none of the edges are visible. This maintenance is pretty easy. First I refine my edge, and then I remove plants that have grown into the path and prune branches that have grown across the space. Unlike weeding in a perennial bed where you want to avoid yanking plants and disturbing weed seed, we can be more ruthless here since we're going to smother this path with a thick layer of wood chips. This quick method does leave some roots, so we check back for a few weeks and pull any plants that have resprouted. A few minutes now will save redoing this job again next year.
Wood chips are an inexpensive, appropriate, and natural material for this path. The biggest negative is their natural decay that leads to a good growing media for plants. But we use that to our advantage and use this source of free plants for transplanting to other locations in our yard. These evening primrose are headed to a woodland edge, replacing undesirable weeds. The loose soil from the decayed wood chips makes for easy digging. As with all landscape paths, woodland paths provide access to and through the landscape, guiding you and your guests along a journey. The open space created by a cleared path provides much needed eye relief and visual contrast, and path edges produce a desirable microhabitat for both plants and wildlife. Remember this obliterated path? Here's the result. The stone was refound and the edging is visible again, for now.
We hope you will subscribe to our Gardens for Wildlife channel. You can also visit our business website and blog at www.campbelllandscape.com.